Hello, healers. I am so happy to be here to talk to you about how you show up. So, the last couple of times I talked to you about going to networking meetings and even speaking at networking meetings and things to do there. So, I'd just like to talk a little bit more about your visibility and how you show up. And these are just some of the things that I learned along the way. Stay tuned to hear more. This is Anastasia. I used to be a physics professor specializing in vibrational and quantum physics. After recovering from a serious illness using energy healing on myself, the calling to heal became so strong that I had to quit my 40-year research career. I replaced my six-figure professor's salary within 5 months using a simple but not easy 3-step system that I worked out to grow my healing practice. Now I help other healers grow their practices, whether they're just starting or already have a practice, with this same 3-step system. I'm all about helping you too. Listen in to learn more. I'm so glad you're back, and I would like to talk to you about a few things that I had to learn sometimes the hard way. And it was really helpful to continue to do these things. So, some of the things about speaking, I have encountered several speaking experts in my networking meetings and going to conferences. And one of the things that makes it interesting is because when you're on stage, right? If you're on a stage, for example, and your audience is a little lower than you are, you have to be careful of how you show up, right? And so then what I thought about was, okay, so if I'm showing up on stage and I have to be careful even of my shoes and make sure they're fresh and even covered so my toes aren't sticking in people's faces, right? Then I thought, well, what about everywhere else? Because you are marketing your business everywhere, right? Wherever you meet people. So let's say somebody wants to do a quick Zoom call right away. And if you are like me in the beginning, when I was doing a lot of computer work and developing my courses, I would be casual, let's say. And now before I leave my bedroom in the morning, I am ready to go. I'm showered, my hair is cleaned, I have my makeup on, I have good clothes on. And so I'm already looking ready to go. So that means that I'm representing who I am. I'm dressed up that way. And I have to tell you that this makes a huge difference because I've had the instance where people want to make a quick Zoom call with me. Can you get on Zoom right now? And I don't have to go comb my hair. I'm all set to go, right? So as a business owner, you are one because all you need is a checking account to start a business, right? The way you show up is your brand and image, and that is really important. So when you go pump gas or when you take a vacation or whatever, make sure that you are representing yourself in a way. Like, don't go with your hair all messed up and I don't wear a whole lot of makeup, just a little eyeliner pretty much. And everything else is just natural, right? So, but this is how I show up everywhere. Like if I were to go to a conference, this is how I would show up, right? You would, I would wear a pair of nice yoga pants or nice slacks and a pair of heels and pretty much the way I am, maybe a jacket on top, right? And it will be something soft and flowy like I always wear in any of these videos, right? So it's really important to show up. So you are your brand. And the colors you wear, it's part of your core values. It's what they represent. And including the images that you have on your cards and your website. This is all you, this is all part of your brand. So wherever you show up, doesn't matter where, as I've just been explaining, is to show up looking like your brand. And when you're going to go give your talk, show up professionally. If you're online, make sure that your background is neat. You can see that I always have my background back here neat and uncluttered. Where I lived before, I had a very small office. This is my office now. I had a very small office, and so I made sure that all the books were neat and there was no clutter around me at all. That way, in my opinion, the books were a little busy, but this is not a picture background. This is actually my office. And I have been collecting antiques for a long time, like the one behind me I've had for about 50 years. And the one that is here to the left of me, I've had for about 30 years, right? So I've had these antiques for a long time. I'm kind of a fan, so yeah, it looks okay in the background, right? And so make sure your background is neat. I've been to meetings where people had their ironing boards, an unmade bed behind them, right? It doesn't look good. Like I'm thinking to myself, well, what else isn't done? Right? So make sure that it is representative of you. And if you can't do that, then you can always buy these screens that you can put behind me. A lot of people do that. They'll put a screen or they'll put a big poster behind them. They'll get one of these sheets that, some people put pictures on, or they'll put their branding on. That's great too. Or you can always use one of those backgrounds from Zoom, for example. When you're Zooming, you can also record your videos on there, which I've done in some of my courses, because I was elsewhere where I couldn't control the background, and so I could control wherever I speak. You can control the background, right? And so then the other thing is, when you go out to speak and you hand out your card, people are going to look you up online, right? They're going to go to your Facebook page or your LinkedIn page or your website. They're going to look you up online. Who are you? Who are you connected with? What is it that you do? And a lot of them will friend you on Facebook. They'll, connect to you on Twitter or on LinkedIn or wherever you show up, right? So if you're not ready to put up a 3 to 5 page website, which is really easy to do, you can even do it all in one website, like it's just a big long business card. And those are relatively easy to do, and a lot of them you can do for free. You can do it on places like GoDaddy, the single page websites. There are lots of free places that you can do that. But another option for doing that is a Facebook fan page. The disadvantage of using Facebook is you don't own it. They control it, right? So the thing to do, of course, is one of my friends always, for years, used her Facebook fan page and used it as her website. And so what she did was she put who she is, and then the click button, to learn more, it set up an appointment. So you can put your appointment link there, right? And she put, like, there's lots of things to do, like what is it you do? You can put your testimonials there, you can put videos there, you can put all kinds of things there. It's just that the content is always flowing. But that allowed her to create a page where people could go see what she does, see some testimonials, and get some idea who she is and how to connect with her, right? And so that allows, when you give a talk, for somebody to go and say, oh yeah, like that's Dr. Anastasia, I can see her now, right? And the 3 to 5 page website, you're going to have the cover page that talks a little bit about what it is you have to offer. Then you have your bio page, which includes some of that, maybe has your story in it. Then you have a contact page for ways for people to get in touch with you. That's like the bare minimum. Those are the pages that people are most interested in. Then you might have a testimonials page on there to have a little bit of the praise that you've got going for you. And then you can have a services offered page. That's like the bare minimum. That's really helpful for people to have. And and those are pretty easy to do. Like some of those places like Wix or Square Up or some of these places, they have the ability to help you use one of their templates, and then you just put all that stuff there, right? The next thing is when you go out and give talks or when you go meet people, make sure you collect their names, their email addresses, and their phone numbers. You can ask for their card, right? And you can ask them, I suggest to have a CRM, meaning a customer relationship management system. And that is like an email system, right? There are some that you can use for free for a while. And collect them and ask them if it's okay to put them in your system, right? And that way you will be able to build up your contacts and stay in touch with them. I recommend a minimum of 1 time a month, and 2 times a month is even better, right? I usually do it once a week. And then start with one method of creating content, right? This is to help build your online presence. And you could do Facebook Live, for example. That's easy. You just turn on your phone, click the live button, talk into the phone, just like I'm doing right now. I'm talking into my computer at the moment, talk into your phone, and now you've got a video content. And there is a possibility of being able to download it or just re-record it off of Facebook, right? And this helps with your live speaking, because when you have like a planned content, write 3 things you're going to go over. Like today, I'm just going to go over things to note on speaking, like how you show up. Second is build a small online presence. And then I'm going to talk briefly about I mentioned also about using Facebook instead of a website. So these are my 3 topics, right? So you can create any kind of live video, and I'm just talking off the top of my head, right? But you can write this out. Don't script it. It doesn't come out very well. I tried scripting for a while, and then I tried using a teleprompter, and it's just too wooden for me. But there are people that are really good at it. Like, just look at all of the actors, actresses, news people, announcers. They use teleprompters all the time, and they're really good at it. But I don't happen to be. I have to just talk off the top of my head. And sometimes I will say things like, and right, and right. It's in there. Okay. And then the last thing is, I'm just going to mention again, going to your Facebook page. And the great thing about your Facebook page is that in your banner, you can say, click here, right? Click here to schedule your free appointment with me, or your free reading with me. And then when they click on it, make sure you add this. When they click on it, you can see the description of the picture off to the side, and you say, use this link to book now, and then put the link. And that way, when they click here, they're going to open up the picture description, and the link is going to be there. And you can use the same link in the little learn more button that they give you, right? Learn more. So then they give you that little learn more button, and you put the link there. So that's how that can be an effective homepage for you, and you can describe your business and all of that. But that's a really good tip that I learned from somebody else, and I've found it useful, right? That people do book from there. And you can then also give your Facebook page, like my Facebook page is facebook.com/Dr. Anastasia Chopelas, right? So you can give your Facebook link out like that. So you can call it whatever you want, right? You get the ability to name your page. So, you could put, let's say your name is Linda, you could put, Linda Smith's Healing, or just plain old Linda Smith, right? Whatever it is, just you can put whatever you want. And that way people have a place to go see who you are, what you have to offer, way to connect with you. And you can put your bio in there. You can describe your business. There's all kinds of options. And it's free. It doesn't belong to you. It's free, and it makes it easy. And you can put images and all kinds of other stuff up there. Images of your business address if you have one, your business phone number, and all of that. So I hope today was helpful for you to think about how you show up, right? Think about that you are your brand, and that the way you show up in one place is the way you should show up everywhere. So if you show up dressed nicely to give a talk, and that tip about not wearing sandals when you're on a stage is actually a pretty good one. I use it now. And it's really helpful. I happen to be one of those people that I just can't wear shoes very long. If I wear shoes, I just get way too hot. I'm overheated. But that was a good tip. So now I bring a pair of closed shoes when I go and get up on a stage and speak, right? And this is really, really helpful to know how you show up, right? You don't want to be all rumpled. You want to wear what you normally wear, but a little bit nicer, and cut a nice image for your business. Okay, so I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for taking valuable time out of your day to listen in. If you found this message helpful, please help spread the word by giving the broadcast a thumbs up or a 5-star rating. Share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to my channel with your notifications on. For further training on healing and growing your healing business using my 3-step system, go to www.highpaidhealers.com, and I'll see you in the next video.